Okay then. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. So, we're all good to go. Just let me know if there's anything else you want to try out or talk about.
So actually, um, I am very much concerned about the career of the youth because I've been handling the students since 11 years. And what I find, they actually lack in interest and they don't find a relevant thing in their study and they're confused about their future.
Yeah, I totally get that. It makes a lot of sense, especially since you've been working with students for over a decade. It's understandable that you'd see them struggling to connect their studies with real life goals and just feeling a bit lost about their future. So, we can definitely chat about ways to help them find that sense of direction and keep them engaged.
Yes, so how can we do that?
Well, one good approach is to make things as relevant and practical as possible for them. Bringing in real world examples, or maybe even project based learning that ties into things they're actually interested in or curious about. That can help them see a clearer path between what they're learning and the careers they might want. And of course, a little encouragement and some one on one guidance can go a long way too.
Okay. So what I'm actually thinking of making some, hands-on practices with them, and that can help them learn the things, in practice.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic idea. Hands on practice can really make a big difference because it helps them connect theory to something tangible. When they get to actually build something or solve real problems, it just clicks better. Plus, it can spark a lot more interest and confidence. So, definitely a great approach to go with.
Yeah. So as I am searching on the other side, like the challenges in youth, what they are facing. The first, what they are talking is actually the educational and career confusion. Many of the students feel disconnected between what they study and what the job market demands. So, how do you address this issue?
Yeah, that's a really common challenge, and it makes sense that students feel that way. One way to address it is by helping them see those connections more clearly. For example, bringing in guest speakers from different industries or arranging internships and real world projects can help them understand how their studies apply to actual careers. Also, tailoring parts of the curriculum to include skills that are in demand, like a bit of coding, data analysis, or even soft skills like communication, can help bridge that gap.
So,
In other words,
how do you suggest a student how should he or she plan his or her day?
well, a good starting point is encouraging them to have a bit of a balanced routine. They can break their day into chunks. Maybe set aside some focused study time for the most important subjects, mix in some hands on or project work to keep things interesting, and definitely include breaks so they don't burn out. Also, it helps if they set one or two small goals for the day, like finishing a chapter or completing part of a project, so they have a sense of accomplishment. It's all about finding a rhythm that keeps them motivated and balanced.
Yeah, the big challenge is what I find students don't understand what they are doing now and how this will impact their future. They are actually very much ignorant about the consequences.
Yeah, and that's a pretty common struggle. It's like they're living in the present moment, which is understandable at that age, and they might not really see how today's efforts connect to tomorrow's outcomes. One way to help them is to share stories or examples of people who were once in their shoes and how their choices shaped their careers or opened up opportunities. Kind of like painting a picture of the future in a way that feels real to them. And of course, guiding them to reflect on their own interests and goals so they can see a bit of a path forward. It's all about making those connections a bit more visible for them.
Yeah, because they don't find any struggle today because all the things they want they're getting from the family and they don't have that kind of sense that in future what it will take if they have to make everything available for them, physical, the fulfilling the physical objects means the day-to-day basic needs, and more advanced level like lifestyle or convenience.
Absolutely. And that's a really insightful point. When everything is sort of readily provided, it can be tough for them to picture what it'll be like to stand on their own feet later on. One way to gently build that awareness is to give them a bit of responsibility gradually. Maybe encourage them to manage a small budget for their own expenses, or let them take on a project that involves a bit of planning and problem solving. It's all about helping them get a taste of what it means to be a bit more self reliant, so that they can gradually build that mindset and understand why what they do today really does matter for their future.
Yeah. Okay. So let us come to a very practical thing, like a student entered into college, and they are actually busy with their day-to-day curriculum activity, uh, and they are having stuff with their friends. So how should they actually see a day, and how can they plan for that?
Yeah, definitely. Once they're in college and juggling classes, friends, and all the daily stuff, it can get a bit overwhelming.
So what I was discussing is the educational and career confusion. The second point is traditional education often emphasizes exams rather than skills. How do you see this thing?
Yeah, that's a really important point. The traditional education system does often put a lot of weight on exams and grades, which can sometimes overshadow the development of practical skills. I think a lot of educators are starting to see that shift is needed, balancing knowledge with hands on skills, project based learning, and things that are directly relevant to the job market. So I definitely see it as a positive move if we can encourage more skill oriented learning alongside the traditional academics.
Yeah, another point is lack of proper career guidance makes them unsure about what path to follow.
Absolutely, and that's a big one. Without solid career guidance, students can feel really lost about which direction to take. Having someone to help them explore different career options, understand their own strengths and interests, and map out a path can make a huge difference. It's like giving them a compass so they can navigate all these choices with a bit more confidence.
Yeah. So another big point is unemployment and skill gap. Even after graduating, many students to struggle to find jobs. Companies want practical experience, but the students often have theory. So new technologies, AI, IoT, blockchain, change so fast, then the skills become outdated quickly.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the big challenges of our time. The pace at which technology evolves means that the skills students learn can become outdated pretty quickly if they're not keeping up with industry trends. And yeah, the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical experience is something a lot of employers talk about. So, one way to tackle that is to integrate more internships, apprenticeships, or industry collaborations into their education. That way, they get some real world experience and can adapt to new technologies as they come along. It's all about blending that theory with hands on learning so they feel job ready and adaptable.
Yeah, very importantly you said. Actually, uh, the thing is that the common activity that they are performing, they think that these are enough for their career, and they are very much happy with their life. But as a mentor, what I see is like those things will not be relevant to the demand of the industry. So how one can become a professional if that person do not invest that much time to develop the skills that are in demand?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a tricky balance, right? Because from their perspective, everything might feel fine and they might not see the urgency of building those extra skills. But from your vantage point as a mentor, you can see the bigger picture what the industry actually needs. So I think one way to motivate them is to show them examples of people who have succeeded by developing those in demand skills. Or maybe even let them hear directly from industry professionals about what they're looking for. Sometimes that real world insight can be a wake up call and help them see the value of investing that extra time and skill development. It's all about connecting the dots for them in a way that feels relevant and real.
Yeah. Uh,
Exactly. And I think having these kinds of conversations with them, just like we're talking now, can really help. It gives them a bit of perspective and hopefully a little motivation to see why building those skills matters. So
Definitely.
keep
That's why I have just planned for this kind of conversation with you, because information should come out and it should be surfaced, like, so that they can get information and they get some perspective, actually what is going on in the real world, and relevant information, very precise information, some organized and ordered information must come in the internet and on the social media, because nowadays everything is around the lifestyle, around the different entertainment, all these things are going on, but the real thing, the technology, the concepts, the communication skill, the professional skill, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, these are not being taught, or these are not being discussed.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that's why these conversations are so valuable. By bringing these real world insights and a bit of that organized, precise information into the mix, you're giving them a chance to look beyond just the day to day distractions and entertainment. It's all about helping them tune into the skills and knowledge that'll really serve them in the long run. Like you said, things like communication, leadership, critical thinking, and problem solving. So, yeah, having these conversations and putting this kind of information out there can make a big difference for them.
Yeah. Okay, can we discuss how education can transform their life?
Absolutely. We can dive right into that. Education really can be a game changer in someone's life. It's not just about learning facts or passing exams, it can shape how they think, how they solve problems, and how they see the world. When someone gains the right kind of education, it can open doors to new opportunities and empower them to take control of their own future. So, yeah, let's chat about how the transformation can happen and what makes it so powerful.
Yeah, so that is what we have to penetrate into them, like the if they are getting education, and they should have that mindset that this education can transform their social condition, their economic condition, and overall their well-being. Are you there?
Yeah, exactly. It's really about helping them see that bigger picture. That education isn't just something they have. I sure am. Still right here and listening. If there's anything else you want to dive into or any other thoughts you have, just let me know.
Please continue what you were saying.
Of course. So, as I was saying, it's really about helping them see that education is a tool that can genuinely transform their social and economic conditions and improve their overall well being. When they understand that what they're learning now can open up opportunities, give them more choices, and really shape their future, they're more likely to value it. So, it's all about encouraging that mindset and showing them the real impact education can have.
Now you see nowadays so many things are available, but are they using those technologies, the advanced technologies, the AI, the machine learning, and so many services, like the services that I'm getting from you? It is not even imaginable before 5 years or 20 years. So now, if they don't use this kind of technology, advanced technologies, how can they upgrade themselves?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The pace at which technology has evolved is just incredible, and these tools are now so accessible. I mean, just like we're having this conversation right now, using AI to brainstorm and get insights is something that would have seemed like sci fi not that long ago. So, encouraging students to embrace these technologies is a huge part of helping them upgrade their skills. It's about showing them that these tools can make learning more interesting, more efficient, and really prepare them for the future job market. It's all about helping them see that using these advanced tools is not just an option, but a key part of staying up to date and adaptable.
Yeah, my understanding of bringing something for them is like bringing solution and finding solution, and what I see is like a deep conversation regarding the problem, the probable solutions, and putting uh, everything to bring the solution. So this is one of them, this kind of conversation, a deep discussion on different kind of topic, discussing different perspective regarding the career, the challenges, and the opportunities.
Absolutely. And I think you're spot on. Having these deep conversations is really one of the best ways to unpack those challenges and explore all the possible solutions. When you put everything on the table like this, you can really help them see the different perspectives and figure out practical steps they can take. So yeah, these kinds of discussions are a big part of guiding them toward the right opportunities and helping them feel more confident about their path forward.
Yeah, that is why I'm trying to make this kind of videos where we can have a conversation, and you being a chatbot, having huge understanding, information analysis within you, so that should be explored.
Absolutely. And it's a fantastic idea. I mean, using this kind of format where we can have a conversation and dive into these topics can really help people get that nuanced perspective and the information they need. So it's great that you're doing this, and I'm glad I can be a part of it.
Yeah, because your information is limitless, and we can know anything from you.
Well, I definitely have a lot of info to share, and I'm always here to help. So whenever you want to explore more topics or dive into something new, just let me know, and we can keep these conversations going.
Yeah. So actually, my plan is to make practical solutions for them, and to make them a little bit serious and sensitive about the things that are very important for their career, for their future, and for their present also. Because the mental health issues and all these things are going on, and the young generation people, they are very much affected by the mental health issues. So if we don't talk about it, and if we are not aware about it, and we don't actually take different steps to heal, or to protect ourselves, definitely the young generation will face challenges and will suffer.
Yeah, absolutely. You're really hitting on something important there. It's not just about career skills, but also about their overall well being, including mental health. If we bring awareness and practical solutions into the conversation, it helps them see that it's all connected. Their mental health, their present state of mind, and their future success all go hand in hand. So having these conversations is a great step toward helping them take care of both their professional and personal growth.
One thing, the social media thing, and all this quick entertaining content are actually reducing the attention span of the youth.
Yeah, that's a really common concern these days. All that quick, bite sized content on social media can definitely make it harder for young people to focus for longer periods of time. It's like they get used to that constant stream of quick hits of entertainment, and it can be a bit of a challenge to slow down and dive deep into more meaningful learning. But I think by talking about it and giving them strategies to manage their attention, we can help them find a better balance between enjoying social media and really focusing on what matters for their growth.
Yeah, if we go with the attention span of the youth, then there is no stop. Actually, we are going to a disastrous place if we cannot reverse the trend. If we cannot expand the attention span of the youth, then it is a total disaster.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It is definitely something to be mindful of. Because if we don't help them build that ability to focus, it can have a lot of ripple effects in their learning, their careers, and even just their overall well being. But the good news is that by having these conversations and raising awareness, we can definitely help them find ways to stretch that attention span and develop those deeper focus skills.
What I'm saying that, because see, our conversation, it is a kind of
I'm
a
sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
okay. So we'll continue our discussion. Uh, what I'm saying is, are you there? Okay. Are you there? ChatGPT, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I can definitely hear you, and I'm right here to continue the conversation. If there's anything else you'd like to explore or any specific points you want to discuss, just let me know.
So this is what I was actually saying that do you think that students going to listen to this long conversation that we are making now?
That's a great question. It definitely depends on how we present it and the context. Sometimes breaking it into smaller, more digestible segments or incorporating engaging elements can help keep their attention. But I do believe that if the content is relevant and resonates with them, they will definitely find value in it. It's all about making it meaningful and engaging for them.
Yeah, but that is very much psychological. If they are being trained with the very short content, then how can they listen to 1 hour conversation or 1.5 hour conversation? And if they don't spend time, then how can they actually understand the concept? The deep level of understanding of any concept takes time.
That's so true. And it's definitely a challenge of our times. Deep understanding does require time and focus. And when people are used to quick content, it can definitely make that deeper engagement harder. One way to address that is by gradually building up their attention span, maybe starting with shorter, more engaging segments, and then gradually increasing the length as they get more comfortable. Also, incorporating interactive elements, real world applications, and relatable examples can help keep them engaged and show them the value of deeper learning. It's definitely a process, but it's possible to bridge that gap with the right approach.
Okay, so we'll meet again in another podcast. Thank you for now.
Absolutely. That sounds great. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much for the conversation, and I'll be here whenever you're ready. Take care and talk to you.